Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys. We want you guys to stick around for it, so please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, yesterday we were actually going to produce this topic that we're producing today, but we didn't have the time to get to it. Now, as y'all know, a number of days ago, we talked about the fallout between former Olympic teammates, former NBA colleagues in Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan. As you know, Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan used to be very close. You can even go online and see an interview, a very famous interview with the two of them on the Oprah Winfrey Show. They were very friendly, cracking jokes. And from all accounts and all reports, Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley were very good friends. Then what happened? Charles Barkley, when he became one of the analysts on NBA on TNT, he had some very, I guess you could say, strong and honest comments about the state of affairs with the Charlotte Hornets under the helm of Michael Jordan. And he said that, listen, he feels like MJ has a lot of yes men, and he doesn't have the right people around him, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And apparently those comments led to a conversation between him and MJ. And from that point, I think they haven't been friends ever since. Now, yesterday we got an article from fadeawayworld.net, where it basically talks about Charles Barkley wanting to repair the relationship he has with Michael Jordan. So let me just get into this article here. Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan were once rivals in the league, but they have also been known as close friends after their careers ended. However, it seems as though the duo's relationship isn't in a good state right now. Previously, Charles Barkley explained that he lost MJ's friendship because he criticized Jordan on air for not putting better people around him as the governor of the Charlotte Hornets. Obviously, Michael Jordan is not a person known for taking criticism lightly. I think probably me and Michael were best friends. That's probably the most prominent thing, Barkley said during a recent conversation with Tom Brady and Jim Gray. Michael Jordan losing his friendship was probably the most prominent thing that's happened to me. But I want to be honest about what I thought. I said, listen, the toughest thing about Michael, he's got to put better people around him, because the toughest thing is when you're famous, they're on your private jet, you're buying all the drinks, you're buying all the dinners. Very few people are going to be honest with you. Then yesterday, I believe he went on Taylor Rooks' show to basically clarify his comments and give further insight to what he thinks about how him and MJ's relationship fell apart, and ultimately how he would like it to be rekindled. So what we want to do is we want to play what Charles had to say here, and then we're going to come back and react to it. So take a listen to what Charles Barkley had to say here.
You went on Tom Brady's show, I think last week maybe, and you talked about how you haven't spoken to Michael Jordan for 10 years because of something that you said on air.
Yes.
Who knows if Michael Jordan saw that podcast, but right now, if Michael Jordan was right here, what is the thing that you would say? Because I know you said he was your best friend. You guys haven't spoken. You didn't love that. What would you say to Michael Jordan?
It's a really unfortunate situation for me and him. But, Taylor, I'm going to do my job first and foremost, because I can't criticize other coaches and general managers and give him a pass because he's my best friend. I just can't do that. And what I said was, I wasn't sure. I said, Michael got to surround himself with better people.
That's what you said on air?
Yes. And I said, I worry about him being successful, because when you're a star, especially the biggest, because he's the biggest star I've ever been around, everybody around you is going to tell you what you want to hear. And I didn't think he had a good enough supporting cast around him in the front office to be successful. And I said that and had no problem saying it, because it was the truth. Mm-hmm. And he took offense and he called me, and it wasn't a pleasant conversation, and we haven't spoken since then. But
did you know after that phone call, y'all likely wouldn't talk for a while?
That's a great question. I thought it would blow over, to be honest with you. And he's stubborn and I'm stubborn, and that's it.
But right now, because I know you are a person who does, lead with compassion, and I know that you do really cherish your friends. If you had the opportunity to talk to Michael now, what is it that you would say to mend that?
I probably would say, hey, what I said was I believed. I'm sorry you took offense to it. And let's get past this and go back to playing golf and having fun.
Yeah.
So you heard what Charles Barkley had to say there. Now, I think a few things about this. Before I actually say it, I want to confirm what Charles Barkley's age is. I think, Charles Barkley is 59, right? He's 59 and he'll be turning 60 in, in February of next year. And I believe Michael Jordan should be around the same age. Michael Jordan is 59. They're both, okay. So Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan are essentially the same age. Why am I bringing up the age thing? The reason I'm bringing up the age thing is because these are two very grown men. They're soon to be 60 years old. And as time goes on and you get older, I think people begin to realize that a lot of the things that bothered us in our earlier days are just simply not worth holding on to as we get older, right? I was recently reading some comments that Shaq had to make about his former teammate and friend, Kobe Bryant, where he said that after Kobe's passing, he wishes that he contacted him more. If Kobe didn't contact him, he would reach out to him more. And he realized that after Kobe passed, a lot of these things that they were beefing over just simply wasn't worth it. And I think these gentlemen are, they're going to be 60, they're going to be in their 60s. And I don't see the benefit in holding on to a grudge, for the rest of your life, just over some comments, right? So I can understand why Charles Barkley wants to reignite that friendship. I don't think Charles Barkley wants to become friends with MJ because MJ could do something for him. These are both very wealthy, people. So I don't think, he's coming from an angle in terms of he wants to use him. I just think that maybe he misses his friendship. And listen, there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes people have fallouts, friends have fallouts, but it doesn't mean that, you're not allowed to want things to go back to the way that they were previously. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's a human thing. People forgive and they move on. Now, do I think that Michael Jordan will kind of forgive and forget? I don't know. Based on his history, probably not. But then again, people can change. You never know, number one. And also based on the comments that Charles Oakley made, where he said MJ don't want to talk to you or something like that. Maybe he won't. To me, do I think is that deep for him to hold on to it to this day? No. You know why? Because it's just an opinion. Now, was it probably hurtful that it came from Charles Barkley, a friend of his? Of course it is. If Jordan wasn't hurt by it, he wouldn't have reacted the way that he did. So obviously, Jordan was bothered by what Charles had to say. It is obvious. But at the same time, is it something worth holding on to for the rest of your life? I personally don't think so. Look, as an outsider looking in. But, that's something that I believe the two of them are going to have to, address together. But, it takes a pretty big man to go out there publicly and say, hey, listen, man, I want things to go back to the way that they were. Some people, their pride and their ego simply won't allow them. So for him to do that, who knows? Hopefully they might be friends again. But this is just my opinion. So the question to you guys is simply this. Do you think Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley will be able to rekindle their friendship? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section, and we catch you guys on the next show. Peace.